Yo, salute, 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 salute. Yo, shout out to everybody that's coming in here. If y'all ain't in the building now, we about to start up. Welcome to Hell in the Cell. You already know what I'm saying. This channel right here. We've been doing our thing. Giving y'all great content. Y'all heard the last video we just did, and we about to do some great content right now. But salute to everybody that's pulling up, man. If you pulling up to the channel. You know what I'm saying? You showing love, man. We appreciate that. We appreciate all the new supporters, all the subscribers. You know what I'm saying? And this right here, man. This is something that we just started like a couple months ago, and we've been doing some big things, man. So shout out everybody that's rocking with the podcast, man, and shout out to everybody that's new that just got onto the podcast. We appreciate y'all, man. We really do appreciate y'all. We without y'all, man, it is no us. So we definitely want to say shout out to all the supporters. Make sure y'all smash that like button if y'all coming into the live. And it's gonna be an interesting live stream, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the last video we did, it was a good one. The numbers was going up on it. You know what I'm saying? I was surprised how much people was tuned in onto this last video we did, because what I'm saying, I didn't even think the numbers was gonna go that crazy, but it did. It went crazy. We in the algorithm, and we don't even do that much. And the funny thing is, we don't even do that much content, but we just been grinding, man, grinding, just coming out, doing what we doing, producing the best content as possible, and that's what we doing. That's what Hell in the Cell, the podcast, is about. The movement. We got a whole lot of things. We got a show coming up that we gonna be doing for the networks. We just been working, man. You know what I'm saying? Maintaining and working. Maintaining and working. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Shout out to YouTube streets. I see you. You know what I'm saying? J Hud, salute. Yeah, we definitely gonna be talking about CEO Kris. You know what I'm saying? That's what we gonna be talking about tonight. Treyway. We gonna be talking about all that. You know what I'm saying? For the people that have been tuning in, that have been rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all was rocking with us since Clubhouse, y'all been rocking with us on our individual platforms, then y'all gonna be rocking with Hell in the Cell, man. And this is gonna be bigger because we got the merch coming out. We got the Bullet Scotty merch coming, the Hell in the Cell merch coming, the Frank Stan merch. We got so much merch coming. It's not gonna be funny, man. And a lot of people, like I said, been rocking with us from the beginning. Been rocking with us from the beginning. Look, we just started this channel, right? We just started building this channel up, and we almost at 5K subscribers, man. So y'all already know what it is, man. Little chase the bag. I see you, homie. Salute. Yeah, man. But definitely, man. Shout out to the general, man. You know what I'm saying? The Frank Stan Mafia general. So he gonna be on the line real soon. You want to hear Snow talk about the whole thing. This whole Tekashi thing got a lot of people been upset, man. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know why they upset. You know, but like salute John Johnson, salute. See a lot of people pulling up, man. Salute to everybody that's pulling up, man. Make sure y'all smash that like button, man. Smash that like button, man. You know what I'm saying? Smash that like button, man. You in the building. You like the channel, you like the content, man. We appreciate y'all when y'all smash that like button, because what that does is put us in the algorithm, keep us in the algorithm, keep the numbers up. You know what I'm saying? And we very much appreciative of that. Polo the Dawn, salute, homie. I see you. I see you, family. See you. Salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I see we got the super chat. So y'all wanna support, give a donation. we appreciate that too. We appreciate the super chat. We appreciate the love, man. You know what I'm saying? Cause we building, man. Cause we not just doing this. We doing multiple different platforms. You know what I'm saying? Cause this right here is a network. This is the network right here, man. Snow is really, telling his testimony. A lot of people don't like what he be saying on here, but it is what it is, man. We ain't worrying about none of that, man. The front. I started a podcast about the truth. It's not about lies, man. Not about lies. For protection, they said 6ix9ine used gang members for protection when he really used them for the image and was paying. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Dudes don't know the story, man. They just running around, talking narrative they don't know, and they want people to feel sorry for Shadi. They want people to feel sorry for Mel and these dudes, and really they played themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they had a $1 million plan right there, and when you got a situation like that situation, where it could change everybody's lives, and y'all basically like messed it up. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? How do you come home and you taking the Amtrak, the Greyhound bus, and you wearing a prison sweatsuit coming home? That's crazy. And somebody give you a hand-me-down chain, but a dude that gave you 88,000 dollars to change your life, and you literally just went at this dude. Like, doesn't make any sense to me. Doesn't make any sense. And a lot of these dudes that's talking, they don't know nothing about this. Like when I hear the dudes like the Meek Mills, and I hear the dudes like the Young Thugs and the 21 Savages, and I hear these dudes basically talking about Shorty, and they don't even know him. They did not even involved in that situation, but it's their business. Like how was it that their business? And then when they getting exposed, what I'm saying, people making excuses for them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanna hate Gunna. Why everybody wanna hate Gunna? Like Gunna just kept it, he kept it how he kept it. Hmm. They said that Wife and Lucci was the one that told him the case, and Wife and Lucci wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And then dude do a song with Wife and Lucci when him and Lucci had bad blood beef. So it kind of looked kind of weird on them niggas' part that y'all mad at Gunna, but y'all don't want to do a record with Gunna, but you want to do a song with Lucci. You know what I'm saying? Which ain't wrong, because shout out to Lucci. I don't got an issue with Lucci. I like Wild and Lucci. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Wild and Lucci, held his own, and it just showed that YSL was just a whole bunch of dudes that was disloyal from the get-go. You know? Well, we gonna ask when he come on, we gonna ask him about, how Atlanta dudes is saying New York Knicks is cutthroat, New York niggas is cutthroat. We gonna ask him all that. We gonna ask him about all of that, because the dudes in Atlanta, man, they was mad at Tekashi, and I just didn't understand that at the end of the day because it didn't have nothing to do with Atlanta. That situation had a lot to do with what's going on in Brooklyn, and none of these jokers knew none of them dudes. I don't even think half of them been around any of them dudes, but them jokers thought they knew these dudes. Like, come on, man, it's like to me, it's like let's keep it real, man. You know, this is the music business. It's not the streets, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be having that conversation on Claw games. It's two different games, man. It's two different games. The streets is the streets. The music industry is the music industry. You know what I'm saying? Once you get out of those two lanes and then you want to be street, it's a difference. You know? Yeah, yeah, that's a fact. It's a fact. See, they didn't jack 6ix9ine. What happened was, you know, when he did Gummo and he did Cuda, he actually put these dudes on the map. And instead of them being appreciative of him putting them on the map, like none of these dudes would have had a career. Swayze, none of them would have had no careers if Boy didn't co-sign them. Cuda B and all of them. They would have never had careers if he didn't co-sign them. He made them hot and made the whole world knew their names. You know, without Shorty, nobody know who these dudes' names. They were just local rappers from Brooklyn. You know, and as you can see now, like people not paying attention. Like Shorty gonna have like what people gonna say, he gonna have a comeback, a huge comeback. Just off of doing streaming, he's gonna have a huge comeback. And he probably gonna make 10 times way more money than he did when he was rapping. You know, because look who he's cool with. Jake Paul, Aiden Rose, you know what I'm saying? Logan Paul, Steve dude, like these is his homies. You know, academic, these is his homies. So he's connected to the stream world, and these dudes is talking about a street code when the streamer community don't care about none of that. They care about like we making the next $1 million. You know what I'm saying? And the streamers is becoming billionaires, man. They becoming billion. They gonna be the next billionaires. These streamers, they making so much money. Like Logan Paul and Jake Paul. Do y'all see how much money them dudes making? Aiden Ross got his own what app like Kick. Like, come on, man. Like share and subscribe, man. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe. But it's like these dudes was like they was worrying about things that don't make no sense, man. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And everybody was mad at Son because of what CEO Kris was doing behind the scenes. CEO Kris was keeping the nonsense up, you know? Like everybody wanted to blame, oh, Tekashi this, Tekashi that. No, man, CEO Kris was doing that, you know? So it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when you hear from Snowman, he gonna let y'all know what it is. You know, he gonna let y'all know what it is. And I think a lot of y'all dudes really don't understand like what was really going on. A lot of y'all just going by what y'all saw or y'all heard watching Crown TV, you know, or watching the documentary. But if you watch the documentary, he paid them dudes, took them out to dinner, paid them, changed their lives. You know what I'm saying? Like these wasn't dudes that was getting to the bag. They wasn't getting to the bag. Boy, changed their whole trajectory right there, man. They was just typical block niggas, you know, that was homeless. 'Cause they was really homeless, you know. And then when you look at like a Roe murder, he was getting to the bag. Shout out to Soup, bro. I see you, bro. You know, he was getting to a bag. Roe murder was getting to a bag, you know. Machado wasn't getting to a bag, you know. Mel wasn't getting to a bag. You know, if he was getting to a bag, he would have tightened that up. You know what I'm saying? But these dudes was greedy. They was greedy, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta look, man. A lot of these things happen to these dudes for a reason, man. You know, a lot of these things happen for dudes for a reason, man. You just look at everything that happened in that whole situation, man. They had cases on these dudes way back when. Had nothing to do with six. Had nothing to do with six. Mhm. They just didn't like Big Snom, man. Like they like to say Big Snom. They ain't like Big Snom. They ain't like him. But if they don't understand, yo, that's $1 million that we blew. Every day they gotta kick themselves in the ass. Like, damn, we done blew $1 million. Thugging and bugging. They was thugging and bugging. And then they let CEO Kris put the nail in their coffin. You know what I'm saying? If a dude was involved in so many indictments, Mac Baller, Latin King, all these Crips, all these things, right? And then he link up with Treyway and just put the nail in their coffin. That should have told y'all something right there, boy. You know what I'm saying? That should have told you something right there. You know, he was lining niggas up from the get go. And, they blame 6ix9ine, but how he had something to do with that. He gave them niggas the world, man. He gave them the world, bro. Like these dudes would have never been on private jets. They would have never been flying first class. They would have never been out the country. They would have never been pushing these foreign cars, living in penthouses, staying in mansions, mingling with the rich and famous, the who's who in the industry, the Kanye Wests, the 50s, you name it, they mingling with them. You know what I'm saying? And it was him that put that play together to put them next to these people because they would have never been around these businessmen. They would have never been around these people if it wasn't for Son. Son had the mind and the ambition to put these dudes next to the paper. You know what I'm saying? Like Treyway Entertainment wouldn't be Treyway Entertainment if it wasn't for Shorty, you know? And the things he get, everybody dissing him. Millie's and everybody. Because Millie's was down with Son. Millie's was down with Treyway at one point before they got was so raspy. Millie's was down with them, and they had a lot of other artists over there. But like I said, man, dudes with their feelings, man. They was acting like scoring baby mamas, man. Or baby mamas. Yeah, he was a marketing genius, man. They just didn't understand that. They was just like sometimes, man, people, you know, bring on their own downfall and their own demise. The sad part about 6ix9ine is that if that situation would have happened the way they wanted to happen, yeah, get the lights up, man. We need these lights up, man. Get these lights up, man. It's 28 people in here. Get these lights up. If these people got thought it would have happened the way they wanted to happen, he would have lost his life in Vegas, bro. They wanted that they wanted that. So when they snatched him up and got him out of there, it didn't happen to him. But imagine if it did. You know what I'm saying? This story would have had a real tragic ending. Because he was overly loyal to dudes that was acting like unloyal individuals, man. They was unloyal. But yeah, definitely get them lights up, B. Get them lights up, man. We in the building, man. Get them lights up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all rocking with us, man. Y'all rocking with the best. So get these lights up, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely get them lights up. Man. These dudes is crazy, man. Man, them dudes is crazy because loyalty don't give you royalty, man. I bet. Um, you think they would have had really passed? I think they would. I think the way they was talking on that line. And the jealousy reaping off of homie when he said, "Yo, super violate security," yeah, they would have did it. Yeah, they would have did it. Because at the end of the day, it was a lot of jealousy. He was a younger dude that had real motion, and they was around somebody that really had real mainstream motion. They never been around somebody that was really mainstream. They was around Capo for how many years, and he wasn't really mainstream. Capo wasn't mainstream. Capo was just a, you know, yeah, he was part of the set, but come on, bro, he wasn't huge. Stay around a dude that was big overseas, that was big, even in the States, he was getting huge, and he had a whole different type of fan base. And he put them on and put a lot of the other dudes on that was in that was in that whole movement. But what happened was egos. Them niggas felt some type of way, which they should have been big homies and said, "Yo, we protecting the bag. Shorty is treating all of us here." They ain't think that way. They was thinking like grimy niggas. And when you thinking like a dirty, grimy nigga, you get what dirty, grimy niggas get. Mm-hmm. Shotty and him was taking over. But Shotty got too greedy. You know, Shotty should have just said, "Yo, you know what? I'm gonna keep all these niggas away from Shorty, and we gonna get this bag." Like Snow said, man, Shotty Hall and Snow was in control of that. And look what happened. Mhm. They let Mel get in there and CEO Kris manipulate, and then it led to the downfall, you know? And the crazy part is that only happened in 1 year, less than 1 year. He was on top 2017, 2018 comes. It just crumbled down like London Bridge. You know, they had it all. If you really look at that, like from 2017 to 2018, they was moving and grooving. You know, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. We in here? Is that the bro? To block this call and all future calls, press 7. To reject this call, hang up now. Smash that like button. Now.
Going on, man?
What's goody? What's goody, Snow?
Yo, what's up, baby boy? What we doing, man? What's
Hey, yo,
the vibes like?
we addressing this whole Treyway CEO Kris. You know what I'm saying? 6ix9ine. The whole situation, Snow. Like what we couldn't say on the episode, we gonna say it on.
Okay, so we live right now. That's what you telling me? We live right now? Yo, got it.
Yo, Snow, you hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you good. I can hear you. Talk up, though. Talk up. I can hear you.
Yeah.
I can hear you, homie. What's up?
Yeah. Yo, Snow, I want you to get into this 6ix9ine, this CEO Kris shit, and everything you was talking about earlier, Snow.
Okay. Yo, listen, man, I just want to shout everybody out, man, that's tuning in to Hell in the Cell. I want to shout all my supporters out, man. Know what I'm saying? Trust me, man, the odds is watching, man. Shout all the dudes out, in the comment section, man. You know what I'm saying? People is telling me the comments is, definitely litty. Got a lot of supporters out there. Niggas know, man, when it comes to this YouTube thing, you know what I mean? I'm him, man. These other guys came after us, man. They want to be us, man. They can never be us, man, but they trying. So we go get them niggas an E for that, man, whatever that's worth. But as for the whole, that whole Tekashi thing, since the smoke done died down now because, let a little birdie out the bag, though, so, basically, man, like I said, on a joint we just dropped, man, Tekashi belonged to me and Harv, man, right? And Shotty too, though. But you got to understand how the triangle went. It was me because who I am and what I represented in the set. Harv is a security bodyguard. And Shotty is the goon. So this is how it was formulated. The other little homies, that was just they were just little homies that just was around in the dog pound. They didn't hold no merit or nothing. Those little homies that slept on mattresses and did what they supposed to do when we give orders to go get some cigars or go get some beer, go get some liquor. Them niggas ain't have no merit in this situation. Anybody from the style know the situation how I go in my hood with this thing this thing of ours that we started. But way back in 1994, when I brung it to the best style from Rikers Island, you hear me? So back to the topic on hand. When Tekashi came in my brace, Melly ain't had nothing to do with it. We wasn't even letting Melly in a circle because Melly was tied in with CEO Kris. And I told Melly, I said, Melly, that nigga's a fag. The nigga Melly did some weird shit and go tell CEO Kris, yo, the big homie think you a fag. So now when he tells CEO Kris that, CEO Kris run back to his handlers and he tell his handlers, yo, the big homie think I'm a fag. Because Melly told him this, I don't know even why Melly tell this nigga this. When I told Melly, yo, Duke is a fag, I remember the same day I had my M550 BMW. I had about 90,000 in a Louis bag handcuffed to my wrist. I was on Hancock and Tompkins, double park, right? And Melly pulled up. I'm like, yo, man, boy, you fucking with that nigga fag, homie. And that nigga was looking at me like, huh? I'm like, that nigga ain't no devil, man. That nigga's a fag, man. He goes back and run and tell boy this shit, right? So now niggas is staying away from Mel because niggas know Mel in the bed with a fag, a confidential witness. So now, boy had a little 4.2 million tangible cash on deck, whatever. So he let that shit persuade niggas' minds and doing some weirdo shit. Like what Melly was doing, tying in with this nigga doing a whole bunch of weirdo activity with Boy. So Boy had a fake record label, man. You did what I'm saying, called AP, Always Pay Music Group, right? And he had this chain that was worth about 40,000-50,000. But what a lot of niggas ain't know was the feds had put a camera inside the AP chain. So everything that was going on was already recorded. You did what I'm saying? So, Boy floating around the money, you know what I'm saying? Here go the Starless, drop a little bag on Star Brim, trying to, tie in with the little bottle girls or whatever. Because you know how it is when niggas flaunting that bag around. These little stripper bitches and these bottle girl bitches go do whatever they're supposed to do. You think? So now Melly under the nigga wing and all that, right? And the nigga CEO Kris, he see niggas got the strong arm on Tekashi. So he figuring in his mind, he like, if I could remove Snow Billy, I could get Melly in position to Debo, Shotty, and Hall and take Tekashi away and sign Tekashi to the AP Music Group. This is why he paid them a fake $50,000 a piece to shoot me. You dig what I'm saying? So now when I get hit and I go to Rikers Island fighting a parole violation, remember again, Melly ain't have no say-so on with this whole Tekashi shit. This is what niggas don't know. Melly came on board after I was removed sitting on Rikers Island fighting a parole violation. So now Shotty trying to do the 1-2s, but again, Shotty ain't no executive. Shotty is a goon. You get what I'm saying? So now, it's been a long time, man. My mind got so much going through it, man. CEO Kris was doing a lot of crumb shit. You know what I mean? He used to be dropping a bag on Casanova, dropping a bag on, certain dudes in the industry. He'll walk in the studio and just drop 20,000 on a song that wasn't remixed or nothing. He'd just be like, yo, let me get that song right there. Here go 20 bands. Let me get that song right there. Here go 30 bands. This is how he was throwing that money around to establish the AP Music Group. So now, with all that going on, of course, Jim Jones and all them niggas, they dick licking the nigga because son got real money on. Son got real tangible cash. And when I say tangible, meaning what you could put your hands on, not what you worth, your assets. Tangible mean tangible money. Like right now, I could put my hands on $3.2 million. That's what you could touch. You could go in the bank account and remove whatever monies you need out that account. Tangible money. So son had some tangible money on deck. So he was able to, fake like this record label was official when it was never official. It was actually whatever he is, a CW. You dig what I'm saying? So now, with CEO Kris getting me out the way, his manipulation was...
This call is from a federal prison.
I can say now he can make Melly get in position and try to take Tekashi, but by that time everything went on bad, man. And the rest of the story is out there already, man. But you know
Hey,
that's
yo,
the
Snow.
situation, man.
Hey,
You
yo,
know what I
Snow.
mean? But we had a good situation, man. You know, Tekashi was the golden egg, man. That could have tucked niggas where niggas want to be. He don't stop no show though, cause we still
Mm-hmm.
getting there. Like he don't
Yo,
one horse don't run no don't run no show though. So you know, but it was a
yeah.
good experience. You know what I mean? And you see who, man. You know when certain monies is on deck, man. I say monies with the IES, man, because that's how we talk about when niggas got monies. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Not
Yep.
not a little bit, but monies, man. I know when you're on a 7-figure, 8-figure bracket, though.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, you know,
Yo,
Melly ain't
Snow.
never had nothing to do with this shit, man. Melly did bad by signing with a CW, and that's what these dudes don't know, man. Like, nigga, hold on, homie. You never jump in bed with a confidential witness, man. That goes against all rules and regulations or whatever you pushing, homie. So you know, it is what it is, though, man. You know, we still doing what we gonna do, man, and we still gonna get these M's, and we gonna do what we do, man. Big flex, man. Hell in the cell shit. What's up, though?
Yo, Snow. Yo, Snow. I was getting ready to say, right,
Yo,
Snow?
Gotti.
Yo, Snow, you hear me? Hold on, hold on.
Yo, Snow.
Yo, Gotti.
Yo, Snow. You hear me, Snow? Yo. Damn. I think we lost Snow. God damn, son. Damn. Damn, B. Damn. Damn. But you heard it there, man. Exclusive, man. Snow. Snow basically broke it down like no other. And we gonna do another story. We gonna do another live. Me and Snow. Probably do another episode because we gonna really do another episode. Me, Snow, and we gonna break it all down. You know, but what like Snow said, man, CEO Kris brought Treyway down. You know what I'm saying? CEO Kris was out there blowing the bag on all these artists. You know, and CEO Kris was the reason why niggas fell out. So, like I said, man, at the end of the day, niggas gonna say what they gonna say when they don't know. But as you heard in this exclusive interview, you know, because this is exclusive live stream, is that, you know, homie went out bad. Shotty went out bad. Melly went out bad. Nuke went out bad. Niggas went out bad. You know what I'm saying? Harvey was understandable because he got cut out the whole situation. But everybody else went out bad, man. Greed is a motherfucker, man. You know, greed is a motherfucker. But yeah, man, y'all already know what it is, man. I thank y'all for pulling up, man. This Bullet Scotty, Hell in the Cell. Shout out to Snow Billy. You know, why they shutting in? What did Nuke do? Well, Nuke got in a situation like Snow said, man. He got in a situation that he really wasn't even involved in. Like that situation was Snow. That situation was Hall. That situation was Shoddy. Nuke gets in after, you know, Snow gets out the situation. Then Melly gets involved. But like Snow said, it ain't had nothing to do with none of them niggas. Nuke nor Melly. It had everything to do with Shoddy, Hall, and Snowbelly. You know what I'm saying? And and like I said, like bro said, you know, CEO Kris fucked up that whole get down, B. And this is why I tell people, man, without saying anything and really looking at all the salacious shit that people be talking on the internet, you gotta really look at these. Say, yo, what is these niggas talking about? Like when the Hocus and Hassan Campbell's be talking, what is 6ix9ine doing that got these niggas saying, oh, that nigga ain't doing this? The nigga doing a whole lot. He out here giving money to the homeless, less fortunate. He going to see kids that is sick. So he doing a lot for the youth. I ain't heard him once say, yo, the youth go pick up a pistol. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Snow Billy in the comments. You see Snow in the comments. You know, I ain't see him, you know, telling the shorties to go pick up a pistol.
I see Tekashi doing what Snow was originally telling him to do. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, what niggas not realizing is that Snow was really the mastermind of that, and a lot of other niggas was really never the masterminds of the brains. You understand what I'm saying? Niggas was goons, and goons and bosses don't mix. You understand what I'm saying? Get money niggas and dirty niggas don't mix. So CEO Kris was trying to maneuver and run that situation. You understand what I'm saying? That's why it was dissension in the ranks. That's why you hear that it was a shootout, a bang out with Shotty and Harv. That's why you hear it situations where nigga Tekashi get kidnapped. These situations happen because niggas got greedy, man. Niggas got greedy. So at the end of the day, niggas shouldn't be mad at Tekashi. They need to be mad at their motherfucking self, bro. Be mad at yourself for basically leading yourself to the hellfire. You know? So why they fronting on nuking? I mean, listen, bro. It's many a reason why the things is happening nuke. I don't know why things is happening nuking there. But what I'm hearing is they saying that Nuke got stabbed in Canaan, and he was in another facility. I forgot which other facility he was in that he got poked up in. That's what they saying, bro. So who knows why those things is happening? You know what I'm saying? But what I will say is this, man. You know, dudes was living foul, man, and they got what they hand called for, man. They got what they hand called for. That's the streets, man. That's why Troy Ave said it best, man. The streets is a myth, man. Real niggas do real things, man. They can't be mad at 6ix9ine for what 6ix9ine did. You know what I'm saying? When they know good and damn well 6ix9ine should was the bag and he should have been protected by all cause. They knew this. They knew this. They made it seem like 6ix9ine was bugging. 6ix9ine wasn't really bugging. 6ix9ine was being overly loyal to niggas that wasn't loyal to him. You understand what I'm saying? He made these niggas wealthy overnight. All they had to do was stick to the script. You know what I'm saying? But when niggas ain't never touched paper, they don't know how to stick to the script. You know what I'm saying? Facts, no. They don't know how to stick to the script. They don't know how to stay neutral and stay solid. They don't know how to, ride with their niggas. And at the end of the day, you know, how many people is gonna be blaming Takashi for what these niggas did? You know, it's like it's kind of corny that niggas all niggas want to do is blame Takashi that he told and all this bullshit. But Takashi did what Takashi was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? If niggas is not loyal, you do what you supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Disloyalty don't get royalty, man. And everybody knows that about loyal shit. And if you a loyal nigga, you should feel highly offended to hear people like these niggas trying to make Shotty and Mel and them seem like they was loyal niggas. They wasn't even loyal to Snow. Shout out to everybody in the chat. They wasn't loyal to Big Bro Snow. Snow was hella loyal. And all niggas did was backdoor the bro. And these niggas got the nerve to be on platforms so like, yo, Tekashi was wrong. Yo, that's fucked up. Nigga got shot. And niggas rolled out for Tekashi. And niggas should have been loyal. Nah, nigga. Nah, man. Them niggas wasn't loyal to Tekashi, my nigga. They wasn't loyal to they self, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then these niggas got the nerve to be having their children beg that man to help them out. Shit. That's pitiful, bro. But that's the type of time and these dudes be on, man. You know what I'm saying? They do this sucker shit. Yeah, he sided with the feds. You heard what Snow said? Mel sided with the feds. He sided with with CEO Kris. Everybody want to talk about Tekashi wasn't didn't help no criminal case. Okay, Tekashi wasn't no star witness in the case. The star witness of that case was CEO Kris. You know what I'm saying? Christian, what is his name? Vasquez. Yeah, Christian Vasquez. He was the star witness and the one that helped out because he was running with these niggas from 2014. You know what I'm saying? They got situations like the Freddie Gibbs situation. A lot of these situations is in the paperwork. Shootings and all that. All that. Shootings and robberies. This all on the paperwork. This before Takashi linked up with niggas. So how niggas gonna keep saying that Takashi is the reason why niggas is like, come on, bro. Niggas gotta ask themselves what they talking about. Yeah, Christian Cruz. Yeah. Niggas gotta really look at it like Takashi ain't had nothing to do with what Christian Cruz was doing. Christian Cruz was they plug. Christian Cruz was the nigga that Bro Murder and Mel Murder was doing business with. Let's really talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And Jimmy was doing business with him. So let's really talk about all of this that we talking about and stop fronting. You know, like let's stop with this. Let's stop with this. Like feeling bad. How we feeling bad for Shotty? Shotty was basically a disloyal nigga. And you heard what Mel said. He called him a roach. So he ain't look at Shotty as a good solid nigga. He looked at him as a roach. But niggas wanted to flip on Snow and act like Snow was lying. Snow keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Bat, you know how Bat went out. That was crazy too. Like dudes, in my opinion, bro, they let a federale nigga manipulate that situation, bro. They let CEO Kris manipulate, and nobody is talking. Why everybody quiet on CEO Kris, my nigga? This nigga was down with Mac Ballers. Peace, how you doing, Royal Karma? This nigga CEO Kris was down with the Mac Ballers. This nigga was down with the Latin Kings. This nigga was down with the Crips. And this nigga said he was Denver Lane and he was supplying the non-Trey homies. So if you've been in so many different indictments and you supplying all these niggas, this is why I be telling niggas about these CI niggas. Niggas be doing business with CI confidential informant niggas. Niggas get mad when I be getting on these CI ass niggas. You understand what I'm saying? It's a lot of CEO Kris niggas out here, man. Just look at yo Snow. You wasn't around, but niggas exposed Bimmy for doing the CEO Kris situation, man. Bimmy got exposed. You know what I'm saying? For being a CEO Kris type nigga. So a lot of these dudes is on CEO Kris type of timing. And they getting the money and they coming on the street with the Fed money and they feeding homies and homies is stupid because they thinking like, oh yeah, yo, this nigga got the bag, but that nigga got the federal bag. He hitting niggas off with. Get that lights up, man. So this is why, people get mad with what Snow's saying or what I say, but can't get mad at the facts, my nigga. CEO Kris is the reason why the whole Treyway movement went to jail. Before CEO Kris got in the loop, niggas wasn't under no radar. You understand what I'm saying? And Jim brought that nigga in the loop. That's what niggas don't understand. Jim and them brought that nigga in the loop. But all these niggas, they looking crazy. So when niggas see the real Treyway movie, you know what I'm saying, with Snow about to do the real Treyway movie, Niggas gonna understand the real movers and shakers. People gotta understand a lot of niggas was just the goons, man. A lot of niggas was just the goons in that whole situation, man. Niggas wasn't bosses, man. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas, like somebody asked me the other day, yo, what happened to Mr. Poppington? You know what I'm saying? I heard he something with him, Mr. Poppington, bro. You know, there's a lot of niggas that was in that Treyway movement, bro, that you know that was around niggas and when you really understand what these like Snow said, man, a lot of them niggas was dirty niggas. They didn't have no whips. They was wearing chain. They was wearing, you know, Jimmy hand-me-down chains. The bird chain and all that. That was Jimmy hand-me-down chains. Now Jimmy gave son, you know, the fob chain. That's another hand-me-down chain. So these wasn't in the position to talk balls, man. A lot of niggas don't talk balls, man. They talk bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? And people get mad, you know, and it's crazy. You know, people get mad, but it's crazy to me, man. I really don't be understanding it, man. I really don't be understanding it. You gotta look, man. Shotty came from Crown Heights, man. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas was the nigga Shotty was pop, nigga. You see them in the video with Rod Diggs, my nigga. Shotty was pop. Tekashi changed that nigga life. You dig? Like Tekashi changed Shotty whole life. Like just being around Tekashi made that nigga like took him to another level. Like he was dressing better. He was pushing certain whips. You know what I'm saying? These niggas went from niggas that rode the train and buses and stolen V's to now a nigga could buy a V. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas wasn't seeing that type of pay, man. And Shotty was on the run. Like niggas gotta look at it. This nigga was on the run, sleeping in on Madison and Troop, nigga, in the pound. She had that nigga in a Rolls Royce Phantom, nigga. These niggas ain't never seen these type of cars wearing AP watches, Frank Mueller's, and you know what I'm saying? Cartier watches, bust down rollies. Like these niggas is getting to see the money. Cause when they was with Jerry, they wasn't. Come on, bro. That's a fact. That's a fact, man. You know? And like Mel got into so much shit because of Jim. Like people don't understand, man. That's how I can understand how he's so loyal to Jim. And he got in so much shit. Like this man done got shot because of Jim. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look. This man done been shot multiple times. You know, eBay almost killed him. Um, the shit with Rod Diggs. It was so much shit. Even the situation with him and Nuke in the streets, like it was so much situations that happened with Mel, bro. And he was overly loyal to a nigga that didn't give him a crumb, bro. It took a young nigga that was only 22 years old, 21, 22 years old, that lined his pockets and changed his life and had him living life. It's crazy to me, you know? Oh yeah. Definitely Sly. Definitely. So they begging 6ix9ine. They like, yeah, yo, 6ix9ine, man, yo, help out, bro. Come on, man. You know. But I don't blame 6ix9ine. Help them niggas what? Why am I helping you niggas and you niggas was trying to kill me in Vegas? Why would I want to help y'all? I would have helped y'all niggas if y'all was loyal, but y'all wasn't loyal, you know? That's why like me and Snow said, man, like at the end of the day, man, you know, niggas ain't want Snow in there because they know Snow would have get that bag. They ain't want Snow to control the shit. That's what it was. Niggas, CEO Kris wanted Snow out the way because, Snow about that bag and Snow a boss. Niggas don't like real bosses to be in a situation, man. So they do the Sly Fox shit. And at the end of the day, man, Look what happened. Everybody they ate each other, man, at the end of the day. Because look, with all that being said and all that happened, man, these niggas is looking crazy. That's a fact. That's a fact, Royal Karma. That's a fact. He in the program. CEO Kris is in the program, man. That's where he at, man. He in the program. But people should have known the type of dude they was dealing with. That's just like the dude MA, man. MA, look at the nigga MA, man. MA, you know, MA and his girl told, right? On Tag Stone, right? But that's not surprising, you know, because what's so sad about that whole situation with the MA and Esco Star is that Cash girl still rock with Esco Star after Esco Star basically told on Cash and Tag Stone. And her nigga told MA. When they sent me that video of MA, girl, Star, Esco Star talking, you know, and I put that online, like niggas was like, yo, Gotti, where you get that? Yeah, nigga, we connected, bro. But it showed you that, yo, these people, you know, they be running with these informant niggas. And these niggas be running around like they big niche. And they got these niggas believing, yo, I'm with the nigga that's the plug. Oh, nigga, he ain't the plug, nigga. He a federal plug, nigga. Them bricks is the feds. That money is the feds' money, nigga. And when that nigga MA got snatched up, what the first thing he did, told on to X Stone. Because the case was already slow building and slow cooking up. So that nigga did what he was going to do, you know what I'm saying? And Tex got what his hand called for. And the same thing happened with Mel and CEO Kris. I don't know how dudes can't spot a confidential informant, man. Niggas be in the streets and say they street niggas and they can't spot a confidential informant. Niggas is crazy. It's easy to spot them niggas. Ain't nobody gonna have no 2 million change and they got the bricks on deck. Like, you don't have a drought, my nigga. You always got bricks on deck. You gotta ask yourself, when you hear dudes that's overly confident, they got bricks on deck and they got money and all that, man, y'all niggas ain't working, man. Y'all Jay Reed. Y'all saw In Too Deep. Y'all saw Jay Reed, man. Y'all saw that. I saw how God embraced homie, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you know what Jay Reed did? He got so in too deep that he couldn't let go of that character. And that be a lot of these dudes that be confidential informants. My cousin is locked up right now doing 16 to 32 years for a CI from Trenton, New Jersey. You feel me? And he a Hoover Crip. You know what I'm saying? And he met this nigga in jail. Niggas be meeting these confidential informants in jail on the streets, and these dudes be looking to get these niggas. Well, Gotti, I remember BK. Then when you started being online, you was going in on people, no balls. You didn't have any pigs. Everybody got work. Got the work. Niggas was tight. Yeah, 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 yeah. Relieve faith. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a fact. But yeah, man, these confidential informants is nasty, bro. And that's why, like I told my cousin, man, when I told him, man, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Cause at the end of the day, man, streets is nasty, bro. There's so many CIs out here. Like, I'm not worried about a nigga that sit on the stand. I'm worried about the CI niggas. I'm worrying about the niggas that, when it's all said and done, these are the niggas that gonna testify on you. These are the dudes I'm scared of. Cause they still moving around in these streets. They still in these nightclubs. They still gathering information. I'm not worried about a nigga that basically, you know, is just, you know, sitting up on a stand and saying this and saying that because they could pinpoint a nigga and cross examine a nigga, he's a liar. But it be the CI, the confidential informant that sealed and shut the case down with all the information that he has. So those are the type of niggas I'm scared of. I'm scared of CEO Kris niggas. I'm scared of Bimmy type niggas. You know, I'm scared of the nigga that told on my cousin. You know, niggas don't want to talk about CEO Kris because you know why? These niggas be dealing with CEO type Kris niggas, or they be CEO type Kris niggas. Because you notice that everybody not talking about him because he have dealings with a lot of these dudes. And I think a lot of them is biased because they done had dealings with homie. And they probably don't believe none of that. You don't hear none of these dudes, and what kills me is you don't hear none of these dudes making a statement, yo, Kris is a rat, yo, he told on me. Everything is Tekashi. Tekashi. Like, come on, man. So we gonna act like CEO Kris don't exist. Tekashi's the only one that exists. Come on, bro. Make up your mind, man. Y'all dudes ain't fooling nobody, B. It's nasty work, man. You know, but that's why Ab said what he said, man. The streets is a myth, man. It's a lie, bro. 99% of these dudes in the streets, man, they are liars. They are liars, man. They are liars. And the dudes need to understand that, man. We dealing with dudes that live in mythological times where their mindset is so foreign. You know, these dudes is quiet on these topics. You know, I'm not mad at Big Bank for doing an interview with Tekashi. I'm not mad at nobody having a conversation with Tekashi. It be the niggas that make me mad is the niggas that act they too real to do an interview with him. Why y'all don't want to do an interview? Oh, cause y'all scared of what? This clown dude, you know, or that clown dude? Hey, come on, bro. Make up your mind, man. Y'all wanna y'all got a lot of hypocrisy. And that's what dudes are starting to see. Nah, these niggas is with hypocrisy. Because these is the dudes that's being biased for CEO Kris. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, I want to give all y'all a big shout out. Thanks for y'all for pulling up. Shout out to my brother Snow Billy in the chat. You see what he said, man. We locking down for the night. Love y'all. Tomorrow we lit. But definitely, man. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to the channel. Check out the latest interview I just did with Panda Chop. Subscribe to my channel, the Bullets Gotti Show 2.0. Follow me on Instagram, Bullets Gotti. Make sure y'all support the Hell in a Cell podcast, the movement. The merch is coming soon. And definitely go check out the latest episode we just did. You know, the numbers is going crazy. Um, you know, and we gonna continue to keep on keeping on, man. And anybody that got a problem with what we doing over here, or they don't like what we saying, we don't give a fuck, bro. It is what it is, man. But yeah, salute to everybody. I have a blessed night, man. One love.